welcome back to my channel. So if you couldn't already tell by the title of today's video, I'm gonna be meal prepping with you all. So I'm gonna be making my breakfast and my lunch for the whole week. And I don't do dinner because I typically like to make my own dinner in the evenings. I don't want to eat the same exact meal every single day, so I leave dinner. But I'm gonna be making overnight oats for breakfast, and I'm going to be making a harvest grain bowl for lunch. So I'll be showing you guys everything I put in it. And I've been doing meal prepping. This is my second week, and I know that's not very long at all actually, but I started doing it for a couple reasons. One is that I wanted to stop using so much plastic. I've been getting breakfast and lunch at work for the past year, and they give us plastic throwaway containers. And I want to stop using single-use plastic as much, especially it's so bad for the environment. It's like one of the most harmful materials. And then also I just want to be healthier. I want to have a more holistic diet. I am vegetarian, so I want to make sure I'm getting all those nutrients, all the protein and everything. And I really want to focus on eating more whole foods. As a person, I'm pretty opposed to taking supplements of any type. Even vitamins, I really like to just get what I need through the food that I eat, because I think that's the most healthy way that you can do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start meal prepping with you guys. You might notice I'm only making 3 or 4 meals of each. I did say for the whole week, but the lunches I take to work. When I'm at home, I also will make myself a smoothie for lunch or something. So these are mostly for my work meals. I go into work 3 days a week, so I need to have at least 3. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put my rice in the rice cooker. This is one of the bases for my lunch, but I wanna put that in the rice cooker as soon as possible because that's what's gonna take the longest. So let's go ahead and start with that step. So for my rice, I use the Royal blend from the brand Rice Select, and it's like a wild rice type of mix. It's really good, but I add 2 cups of rice and 4 cups of water so I can have a good amount of rice, because I also combine my base with kale, so it's wild rice and kale as the base, and I use my rice cooker because that's the easiest for me to cook rice. So while I'm waiting for the rice to cook, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my breakfast, which is the overnight oats. And I'm making pretty simple overnight oats. I'm doing oat milk, oats, Greek yogurt, and peanut butter. And then I cut up a bunch of fruit that I'll mix with it when I eat it at work. I start my prep by putting all my reusable containers in front of me, and then I put a ½ cup of old-fashioned oats in each container. And it's definitely important to use old-fashioned because I think those absorb the milk the best. And then after the oats, I put in a little bit less than a cup of oat milk. I tried it with a cup originally and it was a little bit too liquidy, so I used just under 1 cup of the oat milk. And then after the oat milk, I put in a scoop of Greek yogurt into each container. And I just make sure I use the whole container of the yogurt, so I don't really measure it, but I don't want to waste the container, so I use the whole container. And then I go in with a big scoop of peanut butter to each cup as well. The peanut butter makes it really good in my opinion, and also adds some extra protein. And then I mix it. This is the hardest part because the container is so full, it's hard not to spill it. And I forgot to say this in the intro, but I also add a dash of cinnamon to each cup. And I really like the flavor of cinnamon. So this is optional, but I think it just gives it a little extra flavor. Some people also add a cup of maple syrup, or not a cup, a teaspoon of maple syrup for some sweetness to their overnight oats. And then after that, I put those in the fridge and I leave them there until I eat them. Then I use these little containers to put in some fruit. So I do strawberries and raspberries for my fruit. I got this produce from Wegmans. I got pretty much everything in this video from Wegmans. But I start by cutting all the strawberries up, which takes me a while because I like to cut the middle of them out as well. I don't know if that's a normal thing to do. And then I just put them in all the containers till they're done with. And then I also just put the raspberries in, which is a lot quicker because I don't have to cut them up. But don't worry, I did rinse my fruit. I rinsed the strawberries and the raspberries. And then I go ahead and put those in the fridge. Alright, so that's all with the breakfast. The overnight oats are so easy, so I love doing them and they taste really good and it's a great way to start the morning. So love the overnight oats. But now I'm gonna get started on the harvest bowls while the rice is cooking. So I should have done this earlier, but the first thing I'm gonna do is get the sweet potatoes ready because they have to go in the oven for 40 minutes. So I'm gonna start peeling and cutting up the sweet potatoes, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven while I prep the rest of the bowls. So the harvest bowls are gonna have sweet potatoes, grains, and goat cheese. And I put those in a separate bowl because they're the warm ingredients that'll heat up. And then I put kale, walnuts, and apples in the other bowl, which I keep cool. And then I mix the two to make a warm grain bowl. And I use a white balsamic vinaigrette. So let's go ahead and get started on the sweet potatoes. So like I said, I definitely should have done the sweet potatoes at the beginning when I did the rice, because if you time this right, you can definitely get this whole meal prep done in like 1 hour. But I didn't, I forgot. So I peeled my sweet potatoes and then I cut them into cubes, put some olive oil and salt and pepper onto them. You could definitely put other seasonings as well. And then I just mix it and put it on a pan. I put it in the oven at 425 for about 40 minutes. And then while I was waiting for them, I cut up the apples into some cubes. You could also peel the apples, but I just leave the skin on because I don't mind it. And these make this salad really sweet. The apple is like so important for me. And then I just crumble up this goat cheese and kind of leave it out so that I have my ingredients in front of me. But at this point, I start prepping the salad portion of it. Like I said, I keep one bowl heated and one bowl cooled and mix it. So I put the kale, apples, walnuts, and goat cheese in this portion. And then I went ahead and put this in the fridge. Then I go on to the warm grain bowl part, and this is once the rice and sweet potatoes are done. So I put the bottom filled with some of the wild rice and make sure that's even, and then I put the sweet potatoes in all the bowls. And I made way too many sweet potatoes this time, so it's pretty heavy on the sweet potato, but I don't mind that at all because sweet potato is my favorite fall vegetable, or whatever Michelle said. And then I put in the goat cheese, and then lastly I put in the white balsamic dressing. And this is what my meal prep looked like in my fridge. So now I'm looking forward to the week of eating. All right, y'all, well, that concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed and got some inspiration for your meal prep. I'm trying to do this every single week, so if I come up with some new recipes, maybe I'll film another one of these. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, and also do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all at the next video.